Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking Sorrento for a ride out on the road. And my main goal for today was to work on some trot and to kind of feel him out and see if he felt able to give me a good canter. So here we're just kind of going past this area that they've been working on clearing the trees from. And Sorrento is definitely keeping an ear out for those tractors. Thankfully, only one was moving some dirt. They weren't crushing trees like they had been the previous day, so it was a lot easier for him just to kind of stay calm, take a look, and be able to just handle that bit of extra chaos. So for those that are new here, Sorrento is an ex-rodeo bucking bronco. I purchased him a little bit over a year ago, and we've been really working on his retraining and his confidence under saddle. You can see here we pick up the trot, and I guide him back over to be on his little track here on the side of the road where I want him to stay. Straightness is obviously something that a lot of young horses struggle with, and he definitely likes to drift around, especially if he is looking into the trees or something. His feet tend to follow wherever he looks. Sorrento is still very new to riding, so when I ride a horse like this, I really just let them kind of manage their own speed, and if he wants to trot a little bit faster or a little bit slower, I just go with him. And that way it really helps him build confidence and be able to take time to look around. If he feels a little anxious, he can kind of get away, and just really helps them learn to regulate their speed and be able to kind of think as they're moving.
Good boy.
One thing that Sorrento has kind of struggled with is the open spaces. He really gets drawn in, especially large fields and openings like this. He really wants to go down them. So I do have to kind of work and say, no, we need to go straight. We need to stay on the path.
Good boy. Come on. Person. Goodies. Little more forward. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, good job.
For some reason today, there were a lot of people
person.
down this road. There was a guy that was kind of sitting on a log in the trees. So whenever there's a random person, I always try to say hi to them and address them because that really helps the horse see them.
Hello.
And Sorrento thought that was a bit odd,
You're fine.
but he actually handled it pretty well.
Thank you.
And then there was actually a couple in a pickup truck in the field up to the right. You can kind of see through the trees, and they had a puppy with them. It was quite busy and a lot of people to see where usually it's pretty empty and quiet.
Good boy. Yes. Good.
I was really happy with how well Sorrento was staying on his path, and he was trotting really nicely for me, a nice, pretty even rhythm, not too fast, not too slow. Maybe a little bit faster than I would like, but he's still looking around, looking at different things. There's a lot of, trees and sticks and debris, there's mud. There's some logs. There's definitely a lot of things for him to be looking at. And there was the first time that he's kind of offering to stretch down. And there is a fine balance with him because sometimes he'll stretch down and try to eat the grass and come to a dead stop. And I try not to allow that because I don't really want to go flying off that way. But I do want him to be able to stretch down in the trot.
And have a walk. Good boy.
He did a really nice
Good.
little trot
Yeah,
stretch
that
there,
was
so
so
I give him some
good.
treats, give him
What
some
a good
pats,
boy.
tell him he did a good job,
Okay.
and we move on.
Good boy.
We've turned around now, and we're headed back towards home, which I usually ride up and down this stretch with most horses a couple times, just because it does help them not rush home, but then you can also use that draw towards home to get a nice canter.
Good boy. Have the canter.
You can see there he gives me a little head flick, head toss as he goes into the canter. It's his first
Boy.
canter of the ride, so I kind of just go with it. I'm not going to be overly picky on a perfect transition when this is literally his first canter in months. And you can see he starts out a little bit fast, he gets a little bit slow, he gets distracted by the open field, but he's able to go back into it. And I'm really just letting him kind of choose his speed, see what he's comfortable with, and I'm just kind of going along.
Good. And trot. Good boy.
I think the most important thing for me right now for Sorrento is just him being able to be comfortable, having a rider on his back, and
Good.
going faster, because it can be anxiety inducing for a lot of horses,
Focus.
and he really does not have a lot of time
Good.
under saddle
Canter.
going trot and canter. So I really just want to be up there and be helping him balance, but really just helping him think and relax and feel good.
Good boy.
I was very proud with how well he managed to go past that opening to the right there.
Canter. Yep.
And then now we're going back away not towards home. And we were able to get a canter away from home, so I was very happy with that.
Yep. Super. Good. Good boy.
He's actually able to continue the canter right by those sticks on the path, which I was pretty impressed with.
Good.
Sorrento is a pretty bold, brave horse, but
Good
because
boy.
he had, the first 7 years of his life
And trot.
were basically, bucking and in a
Boy.
whole different world,
Trot.
there's a lot of things that he hasn't seen yet.
Got it. Good. And good.
So now we're headed back towards home again. I'm gonna ask for a nice trot.
Good boy. Canter.
He's actually really good with just the vocal cue to canter. All you really have to say is canter and he'll pick it up. You can see his head dips out for a minute because he's doing a little bit of a head toss after he tripped. I know I've mentioned it in other videos, but his feet have easily been his biggest problem. He came to me with such overgrown feet.
Good boy.
His heels were so high,
Canter.
so much retained dead sole. So that is our other big goal for the year, is to really get his feet into top condition, which honestly is going to take years for them to fully be as good as they can get. We've made major improvements,
Good boy.
but I'm looking forward to improving
And
further this year. I think
Canter.
his black tipped ears and his black
Good.
hair is so cute.
Easy. Good. And trot. Good boy. Trot. Good boy. Super.
I was really, really pleased with the work that he put in today. I think he did a really nice job, finding trot and really staying straight for me. And then obviously Canter, he really didn't mind that I was up on his back.
Oh.
He had some faster times of canter and then some slower times, a little bit of anxiety, but he was able to kind of breathe and work through it and really find some relaxation there. And that's really what we're going to be focusing on this year. So he is done for the day for speed work. So basically, I pick a point and then we really only walk home from that point. Thank you guys so much for coming along for our ride today. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below about what you thought or what you enjoy doing with your horse. Or if you don't have a horse, what you wish you could do if you had one, or if you take lessons, what you're working on. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.